All right, we're going to do a tutorial on how to get into Google Classroom and how to uh, just how to work it. All right, so you can do this from a desktop, computer, or your phone. Let's say you don't know where to start. You could just type in Google, go to Google. You can type in Google Classroom, or if you see these 9 dots at the top right over here, okay, hit those 9 dots and hit. By the way, look at me, I'm Mrs. Maruru. Well, anyways, if you hit Classroom, however you get there, the website is classroom.google.com, okay? And you should have already accepted the invite and you should see your class in here, right? So we're talking about algebraic reasoning right now. So for me, I see algebraic reasoning, Mr. G's class. I'm gonna click that, okay? And you should see algebraic reasoning, code sheet, second semester of 2020, Mr. G, and this is my all right? So let's scroll all the way to the bottom here. My first post was just saying what's up and all the information we knew at the time. And by the way, I gave my email and my phone number in case anyone needed to contact me. Okay, and then I did a post about calculators. If you visit this link, you should be able to use the same calculator that we use in class, in an online format. Other calculators you can use are Desmos and GeoGebra. Click those links for more information. I talked about, the lessons going to be posted on Monday, which they already were. There was an update on the due dates. Okay, this is super important right here. Okay, if you need to get a hold of me, okay, we are not doing it in these comment boxes. You can comment on whatever was being posted. It needs to be relevant to that. If you have specific questions, I'd really like for you to text me or email me your question, and I can get right back to you. And if I had to say my preference, I'd say text me because I can immediately get back to you. I can send you screenshots. Just texting is kind of easier in my opinion. But you can also email me, and then if you want to get a hold of Mrs. Marrero, you can email her at this email right here. Great. Okay, and then these assignments were posted. Okay, and then talked about how the administration does not want us to do two things. Okay, um, we need everyone to do the work from the Google Classroom. Okay, that's our high suggestion. Okay, um, I know some people who don't have the internet might need to come get packets, but we are not doing both. So if you are listening to me and you've been in a Google Classroom, we do not need you to go to school and get a paper packet. Okay, we are strongly suggesting you do not do that. Okay, because we want to minimize human interaction, social distance. We want to keep viruses away from you. We don't want to spread viruses. So again, if you can do this on Google Classroom, you don't need to do it with a paper packet. It's not both. And I don't even want to say it's one or the other. It should be just Google Classroom. Okay. You should have extenuating circumstances and have talked to somebody before you even think about getting a packet. So, all right. And then this was me saying, do you want a tutorial? But here we are doing the tutorial, right? Now, your assignments, you'll notice at the top you have a stream, which we just went through, classwork and people. You can probably see your classmates in there, right? Other people. Now, if you want to, let's talk about our assignments now, okay? Because this is where people are getting stuck. Now, you can either look off to the left here. You have all three things that are due, okay? Or you can hit the word classwork at the top, okay? So let's try it from the left here. I'm going to click this first link, okay? Let's try week 1, lesson 1. Which one is it? Okay, not that one either. All right, so algebraic reasoning, distance learning, week 1, lesson 1. Now you notice there were 3 lessons, okay, for week 1. Now before we get into all this information here, look off to the right here. This is not where you need to be putting your work, okay? I know it says you can add or create and mark as done. If you mark it as done, that's great, okay? I'm not really looking at the marking it as done, okay? I'm going to assume you've actually done your assignment if you turn in your work, right? So again, you can mark it as done, that's fine. You don't have to hit add or create. I already had somebody send me a picture of their work, which is okay, not bad. But that's not the instructions, which we're going to get to in a minute. If you have a private comment, that's another way you can talk to me. Hey, Mr. G, I had a question. That's fine. Okay. But let's look at these instructions. I have a feeling people are not reading these or following the instructions, and that's why they're getting stuck. Okay. So let's look at it. Step one. What does it say? Watch the video on solving equations with variables on both sides. Okay. So that's what you got to do. Click that link. I'm gonna mute that, but you have this video, right? It's a Khan Academy video solving equations with distributive property. Okay, you can make it as big as you need to do. Okay, but you're gonna be reminded on how to do this. We've been doing this year, solving for x. You should be able to distribute because you've been through algebra 1 and geometry, most likely. But either way, this is not foreign stuff. Everything in this Google Classroom we've already done in part this year, or you've done it in years prior. Okay. So when you're watching this video, this is a reminder on how to do it from Khan Academy, right? So let's say you watch the whole video. Cool. There's some instructions here for ESL if you know if you need to get closed captioning. That's what CC means. Or if you want a transcript, okay, tells you how to do that. Okay, second thing, practice solving equations here. Okay. All right, so on a separate sheet of paper, solve each linear equation that appears on the screen. If any values you enter are correct, the applet will okay, so practice this skill as much as you need. There are 4 difficulty levels here. All right, so hit this. Now you can make this as easy as possible, okay? So let's see right here, I'm sliding it to the left for difficulty level. So what I do is on some sheet, like some notebook paper or some printer paper, I'm gonna solve this, put my answer there, and it's gonna tell me if it's correct or not. And then each side of the equation has the value what? Well, you can already see that this right side's 44, okay? So you can do that, get some practice, slide it over, make it a little harder, try it with variables on both sides, slide it over, try it with parentheses, variables on both sides, and then ultimate is multiple terms, parentheses on both sides, variables on both sides, okay? So this is where you get some practice, put in your answer, it'll tell you if it's correct or not. You can go from there. You can even make this bigger, okay? So this is where you're going to get your practice. Cool. All right. And then you're going to go back, and then here's where you're going to record something. It says reflection question. Generalize the steps you would take to solve an equation that has variables and parentheses on both sides. Where did you get this information? From this video on step 1. Okay. Now, this is so important. This is where I need everyone reading. It says respond to this step on the Google form shared on lesson 3. Okay, so let's go back and let's look at lesson 3, right? Now, I'm going to hit classwork, right? So you could either do it from the stream on the left side here, or you can go up to the top here to classwork. And let's find the one that says lesson 3, okay? Why doesn't that expand? All right. Well, all right, let's back up to the stream. Okay, going back. Okay, so you can see at the top here, algebraic reasoning, distance learning, week 1, lesson 3, right? Now, didn't in week 1, lesson 1, it said go to lesson 3, right? So does everyone see right here? Okay, it says AR distance learning week, it says week 1, This is where you're going to put your answers, okay? You're not going to put your answers in a Google document. You're not going to put it up here and create. You're not going to put it in a comment. You got to put it in this attached Google form, okay? If you read the instructions, it says answer all 3 questions in the attached Google form, okay? Again, back to week 1, lesson 1, respond on the Google form. Every single one of these instructions tells you to respond on the Google form, right? So that's what we're going to do. So when you open that Google form, you're going to put your name, first and last. You're going to put what period you're in, and if you're in algebraic reasoning, it's 5th, 6th, or 7th, of course. And then that first question, generalize the steps you would take to solve an equation that has variables and parentheses on both sides. You're going to write out your answer, type it out in words, okay? Use your own words, make sure it makes sense. This is where you're putting your answer, okay? It's not a number, you're just explaining the steps. Okay? Now let's go back to the stream. So week 1, lesson 2, you're going to watch this video, do the practice here, and then step 3, you're going to enter this question. How is solving a linear inequality the same as solving a linear equation, and how is it different? You're going to respond using the Google form, right? Now, again, the Google form is in lesson 3, okay? That's what it says right here. The form is on lesson 3, okay? So I'm going to delete this link. That link doesn't need to be there because, again, where is it at? The form is on lesson 3. So we go back, and then we're going to open up lesson 3. And what are you going to do? Watch this video, click this link, do the practice, check out this website, and then you're going to answer this question. What connections can you make between solving systems of equations and solving one variable equations? Okay. Watching these links, following the instructions will help you answer this question. Okay. And again, since we're in week 1, lesson 3, there's your link for the answer document. So this form is where you're going to put all your answers. You're going to hit submit. Okay. Again, this is due March 30th, which is next Monday, so you still got 5 days from today, okay? But this is what I'm going to be giving you feedback on. Notice I didn't say grade. We're going to be focusing on giving you feedback. And this is what you're going to want to turn in, okay? Now, I've had people say, I don't understand. How do I do it? So this video is showing you how to do it, what buttons to press, where to go, okay? But if your question is how to do it, I'm going to keep pointing you back to these links, okay? I do believe in you that you can check out these links and you can follow the instructions, okay? Everyone is accountable to do it themselves. If you have a very specific question on a certain link, on a certain thing, we can, of course, answer those questions, okay? Please think about that if you're asking questions. What's your specific question, okay? A broad idea, the broad question of I don't understand, I'm going to point you exactly to this video and point you to these links, okay? You can do it. I know it. All right? So that's the tutorial for the Google Classroom.